All right, hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out as always. So back with some more short form gameplay content as promised. You guys really like this format, so I'm into it, and it's helpful for me as well. I get to kind of review some games that I played a little while ago. I actually filmed this some time ago now, so I don't quite remember how I navigated these games. So we're going to take a look here after the fact. I'm going to talk through some decisions. We'll see if my decisions today differ from what I did at the time. And this is also on, so I've been tweaking the list. I'm always tweaking the list. But since our last full budget list, so I just posted a video about a budget build for Vynnset for new players trying to get into the game. Go check that out if you haven't already. But this list differs slightly from my most recent like mid-range aggro list in that I'm back on Galaxia. I've been testing Galaxia, Sonata Galaxia again, and making some tweaks. But I think my last deck list was like a comprehensive guide that talks through sort of like the mid-range game plan and more of an aggro game plan. I'm still somewhere in between, but tweaking the list a bit. So this is on sort of like a Galaxia package into Cindra. So super fun. We get to choose to go first, which is great. I choose my Phi game plan, which sides in some blocky pieces. I think Cindra is quite fast, so probably not a Tunic matchup. So Carapace makes a lot of sense to me. We'll see what other sideboarding decisions we made. So we sideboarded in most of our defensive pieces. So 3 reduced to rune chance, 3 haunting renditions. And the other pieces I can't really pick out right. But I mean, you have my deck list. You can take a look at what the Phi game plan looks like. But it looks like the reduces, the Beseech the Demagon, free pump, and the hunting renditions. I think those are the sideboarding decisions that we made here. And so pretty good start other than like not having a banish target. So we don't have a valid banish target, which hurts a little bit. So we're not going to be able to start on with a Runegate card in banish, but we have 2 really awesome setup pieces. So we could either pitch to like we're probably going to, I think I would probably, oh, this is tough. There's 2 decisions here. We can either banish the Machinations, play Malefic, play Sonata to get another Malefic, and arsenal the Succumb. Or we could banish the Succumb, pitch for the Sonata, or like play the Malefic first, pitch for the Sonata to go look for Runeblood Incantation, which costs 1, so we need X of 1, and then have no arsenal. So it just depends on whether we want to like favor pulling the Incantation out of deck and setting up on turn 0, or sitting on a Succumb, which is a very impactful piece. So it looks like we're going for the Succumb line. So we're going to go Malefic, Sonata to tutor a second Malefic, and then sit on Succumb in Arsenal, which I do like. The Incantation is not that much better than Malefic Incantation. It's just nice to pull it from deck because we don't want to be paying for 1 for it. On our second draw, it's honestly a little bit awkward as well. We could just play out the Bounding Demagon and go like Beseech Bounding for 7 with 1 unpreventable, threatening Succumb. The Widespread Annihilation, I think we have to jump through too many hoops to make it work. Like we would have to break Vexing Quillhand, which we don't really want to do right now. So it'll be interesting to see what we choose to do, but I'm thinking like the Machinations is a little bonus piece. I think we just do Beseech Bounding, threatening Succumb, so we can give the Widespread and the Machinations, and even face Purg if they do something really scary here. They're starting off with a Kunai, though, pitching a red card for it, which is good for us. I'm just reading Blood Spattered Vest so that I remember what it is. So we are giving Annihilation, which leads me to believe that we're on the same... We came to the same conclusion before, probably just Bounding. Because it's still like a 2-card 7, threatening Succumb is quite good. 9 with the 2 rune chance. So we're covering this up with the Bloodied Oval, just getting the value on Bloodied Oval now before we drop to... or before we push damage towards our opponent, which I like. So banishing Bounding, playing Beseech, taking the damage to Vynnset, I have to assume, to turn Succumb online. We're choosing not to take the damage. So that's a questionable decision, unless they're not on AB. Does Scalar have AB? I may have identified that our opponent's not on AB. which could be the reason that we decided not to take the damage if we knew the arcane was going to hit anyways. Can't remember if Flight Path has AB or not. That's one mistake, that opponents don't respect Vynnset enough to run AB sometimes, which is great for us. So, okay, it doesn't have AB. So they are not running AB, as far as I can tell. So for that reason, we knew that the arcane was going to hit. We're threatening 7 here. We are threatening Succumb that they don't know about, but they're going to find out real quick. I'm making up words. I'm so excited. We're going to take a look at their hand. So 7, they're going to go to 31. We're going to peek at their hand, see what they got. They shelter. That's fine. Do they have a second shelter? I doubt it. So Succumb hits. We get to look at their hand. Ravenous Rabble's just... I mean, both of these cards are fine. If we take the blue, they can't swing their daggers. So I wonder if we take the blue here, or if we just take... So it looks like we chose to take their starter. So all they have... so we're sending the flail their way. Let me think about that. So we're blowing the 2 rune. I don't know about this flail swing here, because we could just end the turn on 2 chance. Yeah, because they can just throw Flight Path in front of this flail. I think if I played this again, I might actually choose to keep the chance. That's one decision that we're often making with Vynnset is like, I mean, at some point we need to get the block value off of Flight Path, so it's fine. But this is the punish, right? We draw into reduce the rune chant. We don't have any rune chants to discount it, so now this kind of we don't want to pitch for this. We also drew into rune blood incantation, which is kind of a punish for turn 0 decision, because we don't want to draw into incantation. We don't want to pay for incantation. We want to cheat it in with Galaxia. So a bit of a punish there for our hubris, for our decisions. But we know they don't have a super impactful turn here. They might just go kunai, rabble. But it's going to be awkward for them, really. So we're actually culling our opponent. Let me think about that. So we're taking the damage. We're going to cull their Ravenous Rabble. I guess because, like, this is going to be an arsenal. This card does nothing in this hand. So I like this cull, because now we're just going to banish this Rune Blood incantation, unless I surprise myself. It doesn't actually matter. I don't know, but we're culling this Ravenous Rabble. We know it's a Ravenous Rabble in their hand. So I do like that. It's just like not the best timing. So we don't need to pay life, obviously, here. So we're choosing to banish the Widespread Ruin, but on the beginning of our turn, we're just going to banish this incantation anyways. So the result would be the same, regardless of whether we banish the incant or the Ruin. Result's the same at the beginning of our turn. We have 1 Rune Chant and our Widespread Ruin in banish. But we want to sit on this Rune Chant, reduce to Rune Chant in Arsenal. So we're going to take this 3. We're going to be banishing the Rune Blood incantation at the beginning of our turn. Oh, we're pitching for this. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Does it? Well, no, we're only going to have 1 Rune Chant, right? I don't love this. I don't love these decisions we've made. I don't think I would play this the same again. I feel like if we wanted to cull, I feel like I cull the incantation or the rune. It doesn't matter. But I feel like, unless there's a rune, this is our only Rune Chant, right? This is our only Rune Chant. So, yeah, I really don't like this decision. Because on our turn, we do nothing. And I would rather... That was only 3 vanilla damage, right? I would rather have... I'd rather be banishing a card, and the result would be the same. We'd have 1 Rune Chant and a Widespread Ruin, but we'd have a reduced Rune Chant in Arsenal, which we would have gotten more value out of. So I don't like that decision. I think it was an awkward hand. I just think we could have navigated that better. Now I'm really looking at this Haunting rendition as Rune Chant generation rather than a block 4, because if we can generate a Rune Chant and come in with Deathly Wail, like Shadow Puppetry, Deathly Wail into the Ruin we have banished already, such a strong turn. So I think we use Haunting Rendition as a block 2 to generate our 3rd Rune Chant, our 2nd Rune Chant now, but 1 more at the beginning of our turn. And I think we're looking to give up this Widespread Ruin. So I'm going to move to reactions, discard this to prevent 2, make a rune chant. So again, questionable decisions last time, but this hand is baller. Status, very, very good. It's kind of a no-brainer. So we can give up Widespread Ruin, or we can just let this hit since we're not covering it up. But I do want to give up this Widespread Ruin. So I don't know what they're going to swing with next. Okay, give the Widespread Ruin. Good. We don't want to get stuck with it. They're going to flick, which is fine. Getting extra value from that kunai. They're going to buy those kunais back anyways. Especially with this volume of Draconic cards. We're just going to take 3. That's fine. We'll go to 25. Because we were going to go 2 wide on our turn, presenting 10 plus 8, 18 damage. It's pretty good. Maybe more. 19 with the Malefic. Oh, I forgot that the mask trigger. Oh, because they... Yeah, so I wasn't paying attention to that. But they flicked on... So even though we blocked out their 3rd attack, they flicked. So technically that chain link hit. So there was no way... With our hand makeup, there's no real way to get around that. So that's fine. They draw a card. We'll see if it pays off right away or if it just becomes an arsenal card. Looks like just an arsenal card was just fine. We still get to go 2 wide here. So banish the whale, play Shadow Puppetry, take the damage to Vynnset. We have 2 Malefics. So we're actually going to end the turn on 2 chance, which is awesome. So waiting for our opponent. Yes, absolutely pay, even though we don't care. Like, they don't have AB, so we're forcing the rune chance through anyways. However, we want to take the damage so that we generate an extra rune chant when we close the chain on whale. So now we're going to make 2 rune chants on the back end. It's coming in for 3 and 7. Go again on hit. Look at top of deck. Choose to banish. I don't think they're going to respect this. Unless they have shelter. But we'll see. If they let this hit, we get to take a peek at the top of our deck. Looks like they're letting it hit. Shadow Puppetry. Malefic, we don't want to banish, so we'll keep that there. However... There's something to be said, like when we know we're coming in with Ruin and we're going to banish stuff off our deck anyways, could get rid of the Malefic Incantation in hopes to banish like some gas. So I could have chose to banish that Malefic, honestly, since we know it's going to get nuked here when I close the chain on Ruin. But we don't even need to break the chain on Whale because we already have 2 chants from Malefic. So we come in for 2 and 6, now break the chain, banish our Malefic Incantation, got a shelter off the top of their deck, and we end on 2 chants, which is great. When I look at this hand, all I'm looking at is the Phantom Banshee, because we have 2 rune chants. This will make us the 3rd, so 3 and 7. Just with the Phantom Banshee, we can literally give up everything else in hand. I'm also starting to get itchy with the Face Purgatory, so this could be a Face Purg turn. I think I'm happy to just give the Widespread Ruin here, maybe. Or I guess we're trying to play around Mask, so... We're letting the first one hit. They have another 4 cards, so just to see. This one I probably think we should block with Ruin. Yeah. Blocking with Widespread Ruin. We'll see if they choose to flick. They do. So we're going to keep this chain alive. But little they know, we have other... So I don't... Actually, now that I think about Succumb, if we're expecting to give up a lot of stuff, Succumb might have been the better block here. Because then we keep Ruin, Dirge, Purg as like a Face Purg payoff. That might have been better. Like take the tempo. I just give 5 here. They empower it to 6, but this doesn't have go again. They give it go again with Flight Path. So that's pretty good for them. On hit, mask trigger, draw. And on hit, take the tempo trigger. Oath of Loyalty is pretty good off the top. So this is ending up being quite scary. I think we got a little punished. I think if we block with the Succumb first, then save Widespread Ruin, Dirge, Face Purg. That's 7. It definitely covers that up. We're respecting Ancestry as well. Might have been better and strip a card from hand. So they'd be down a card from hand. They'd be down 2 cards from hand because it wouldn't have hit. And they'd be down this Oath of Loyalty. So they'd be 3 cards down if I play that differently. So, yeah, never forget about Face Purg. I think that last turn could have been navigated a little bit better on our side. So now they're coming in with Blaze Headlong for 4 go again. I have to assume they drew this off top, which is a huge punish. And we are just going to have to take some damage. They already got their mask value. Yeah, I think the Deadwood Dirge is a clear block here on face Purg if we keep the Widespread Ruin. I guess we could cover this up with Dirge, but we're like in for a penny, in for a pound sort of thing at this point. We're just taking a bunch of damage. Snatch is one we're probably going to want to just throw face Purg Dirge in front of just to prevent, like, stem the bleeding a little bit here. So they re-equip a kunai, call it a day. We're still coming in for 10, which is quite good, and we're going to end on 2 rune chants. So we're still in good shape. But yeah, we got pretty punished last turn for not navigating that turn. Like, we weren't respecting their outs enough. We weren't respecting their ancestral empowerment enough. So I think face Purg last turn with the Dirge and the Ruin on that take the tempo would have definitely been the play if we had sort of like read it correctly and first blocked with the Succumb to Temptation. So I guess the note there is like keep face Purg option open. So here we have a bunch. All I want to keep here in this hand is the red Deathly Whale to come in for 3 and 6. And honestly, like, we're just actually we just win. They don't have any AB, so if they don't kill us here, we win with Vexing Quillhand. We just come in for 5 and 6, and they die with the 5. So we have another 2 cards we don't mind blocking with. Mask is still online. We're going to give Creepers here as Blade Break 1 sort of thing. Or actually, oh yeah, because Carapace is already on a previous chain link. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. I think... Did they... No, they haven't flicked yet. So I guess I'm debating whether... Like, even if I block this out, they're going to flick. So I'm deciding to take this one to try and like play better around the mask. So now mask is at 2. So they're going to Frailty, take the tempo, which is a little... Well, we're just going to throw Bounding and Deathly Whale in front of this, I have to assume. So this also respects Ancestral Empowerment. They're going to flick to keep the chain alive, which is fine. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's fine. They're ending on Arsenal, and we just win. So we break Quill Hand, we go to 5 Rune Chants, they die to Rune Chants. So note to our opponent, they have to respect our Rune Chants. But another thing is, like, Malefic is such an all-star. Like, that card alone has increased the consistency of Vynnset by so much. It's so impressive. But anyways, fun game overall. We found like 2 turns that we could have navigated better there. Excuse me. Definitely keep Face Purgatory options open if at all possible. We knew we were probably giving up most of our hand there on that turn. So yeah, if we identified that early, we could have just, or earlier, we could have sort of navigated those blocks a little bit better and prevented 3 extra cards on our opponent's side. So Face Purg can be very, very impactful. But anyways, going to keep it short and sweet. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll be back with some more of these short form gameplay reviews here shortly on the channel. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll chat soon. Cheers.